Okay, is that sound working now? Hopefully that's the sound working now. I'll just go on to that. Right, let me know if there's sound in the comments area. I've just kind of started again. I can delete this one. There should be sound. No sound. Good morning. Yes. Right, Magporn, good. Hello Steve, we can hear you. Excellent. Okay. Lucky we got that sorted out. I didn't think I was going to be able to sort that. Okay, so as I was saying, we're going to be going over the markets, looking at Bitcoin price and asking the question, is China going to take over in crypto and become, even though kind of China are traditionally, they want to control everything, the Chinese government want to control everything. It looks like USA and EU are kind of helping China pave the way for them leading the way in crypto. But we'll just dive into it just now. I've taken up enough of your time just now. Right, what's happening in the world of crypto? We are down to 206 billion overall market capitalization because the Bitcoin price is coming down. Just now 7,779 at the moment. It's coming down all the time. We'll look at the chart in a wee second. Who's the winners and losers? And just find out. Bitcoin just all over the place again. REN is up 10%. That's the only one in double digit green. And we probably have about 25% in the green, but only just in the green. Unfortunately, as we just seen there, Bitcoin is down 15%, Quant down 12%, and the only two in double digit reds. So it's kind of much of a muchness. There's not that much. It's not a big drop for them just now. And Satoshi value would be a wee bit different. Probably 4060 in the red and Satoshi value. But the dollar value is coming down kind of big time because the Bitcoin price is coming down obviously as well. See the biggest gainers are. Just reload that. Right, we have BitGild Plat is up 296% over the last 24 hours. All based ICO is up 118%. That's the only two over 100%. And these are projects that have traded over $50,000 over the last 24 hours. Normally we kind of look at it that's traded over $10,000, but it's probably better this way, to be honest. Over the last 7 days, Curio, Stem Cell Coin, BitGild Plat, Maincoin Tap, all up over 100% over the last 7 days, all up over 200% in fact. So Tap, we still need to look at. I think we checked that out yesterday. What's happening with crypto bubbles? We'll see it's mostly in the red over the last 24 hours. We can see that there. And Bitcoin value, it goes green. This is over the last 24 hours. So that means the dollar value is outstripping the Satoshi value. We'll look at it over the last hour just to see what we can expect over the next few hours. So this is Satoshi value. It's in the green. If we go to dollar value, probably in the red. Yep, predominantly in the red because the Bitcoin price is coming down. So that's where we are just now. It looks as if energy is up, Cell is up, RIF is up, IOST not by that much, it's only a few small percentage points. Fear and Greed Index, we are down, we're staying at 41. As I said yesterday we were at 44, but I think we were at 41 yesterday as well. So 41 at the moment. So we're heading towards being fearful of what's happening just now in the markets, especially with Bitcoin and the larger cryptocurrencies. And we'll look at the sentiment as well if it's coming up. Sentiment for Bitcoin still at 54.76, still above the midway mark. Excuse me. Monero is the highest at 62.46 of the kind of big ones. Let's now we'll go to the coins and have a look at them. Sorry, it's a wee bit slow just now. It's not coming up again, it's not working again. Saying there's insufficient volume. Don't know why that would come up. But that happened the other day as well, so we'll just leave that for the moment. Just jump back, see who else is, if anybody else is in. Bruce Rudling is in, Mervyn Skidmore, Gary Stewart, Gordy Boy is in the house, Crypto Dread is in, Mark Innes has joined us. Brilliant to see you again, Mark. Hope everything is okay over there. I know it's not okay over there in Australia. I know you're still fighting those fires, but I hope you're okay just now. Let me know. I know I've been chatting with you kind of on Telegram as well, but hopefully you are okay, Mark. Mervyn Skidmore, you buy Bitcoin. RC the Hawthorns, good day to you as well. Good to see you here. A few others I didn't mention, Mitch Dighton, Marcus Jafari is in Mac Pollen as well. I think I've mentioned everybody now. Okay, what we'll do is, we've not got Binance up. Why have we not got Binance up? We'll have a look at KuCoin just now. See what's happening over there. KuCoin on KuCoin Plus, Atom is up 6.97%, not that much at all, to be honest. I noticed as well, Fort Knoxter had kind of gone up by about 100% and it's coming down again to 36 Satoshi. Also noticed as well, just while we're here, Shearing, somebody must have sold off down to about 26. So I think somebody sold off a bunch of Shearing tokens, and a couple of people have panic sold as well. So we're up to between 32 and 35, so 33 Satoshi at the moment for Shearing. So nothing to panic about, and nothing that I could find any news on Shearing, just in case you were wondering. I'm going to look at something else, something I'll show you in a second that could be up and coming. It could be at the very, very start of something. I've shared something with you, but I'll do this first. We'll look at KuCoin first, and then I'll go to this one. HKN. Right, we've got max trading pair. I'll just have a look at some of them. 337 for backs. Let's get rid of them. It's slow again today. So HKN 19.93%, EXY map, but don't really know the Axpire is up 15%. That was on the list for KuCoin, ones that could do well. It's just coming up from its bottom, to be honest, so it's not a big move just now. DAG was on the list as well, and that's coming up from its local bottom there. 128 got down to 114 and got down. That would have been a brilliant time to buy. I think DAG is one of the big ones for the future as well. Spender's gone up as well, that was on the list. Coming up from its bottom as well, that could be a good one to look at. I wouldn't sink a lot of money into these, but even a couple $100 could be good. Okay, we'll look at Binance as well, see what's going on in Binance. Oh, I've not got Binance up yet. Right, exchange, basic. Binance looking good actually, the coin itself, $14.14 at the minute. Right, it's running slow again. A Brave browser is running slow just now. And we'll just see the tops on Binance. I'm using Binance because most people are trading on Binance. Ren is at the top there, you can see ELF is coming up, 7.65%. BQX Voyager is up, Atom, we've seen that as well. IOST, ERD, not that much at all. Peril is starting to come back up. I'm still in Peril just now. And then it's going to be a couple of months before they start coming back up again big time. So I need to wait and see. And Bitcoin is going down 7,700, so it looks as if we're on the way down for Bitcoin. And I said yesterday it could go down to 7,300 as long as we stay in that support area. Right, one coin I want to mention, and I'm not saying this is very, 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 very speculative, but it could be worth it. And it's a coin called Uptrend. I showed you Uptrend as well as an up and coming kind of platform for crypto. I'm just going to refresh that. And this is where, excuse me, get rid of this. This is where we post. This is where I do a lot of my posting as well. So as soon as I make this YouTube video, kind of post it over to Uptrend, interact with the community just now. And it's a really good community. There's a lot of comment farming on it, which I don't like, but you always get that at the beginning stages of a new social media platform. This has been out for a while now. There's a link down below if you want to join it, but this is becoming a really good platform. But what they've got as well, you can see up here, we zoom in here, you can see that I've got 12,000 one-up tokens. These are 12,000. These are one-up tokens, and you can level up. So you start at level 0, go up to level 1, and it's different amounts of one-up tokens to level up. So I've got 12,000 at the moment. I need 13,500 to level up to level 24. So I'm on level 23 just now. But the one-up tokens are trading, and you can actually trade the one-up tokens. And at the moment, it's starting to move just now. I'll just have a look, refresh it. And this is on P2P, B2B. And it's starting to move. It's up to what, 33 is highest. Just now I think it's 33 just now. And they're really quite cheap at the moment. 45 to buy, 2, 4, 6, yeah, 45 Satoshi. And they're selling. So there's not that much, to be honest, liquidity in it just now. But this could be good. You can buy these tokens and level up on the platform, or you could just buy the tokens as a speculative investment, or to trade if you want to trade as well. I think there's one there. When was the last kind of trade? There, 47 Satoshi. And it was, you could have bought them for about 12, 13 Satoshi the other day. Yeah, down here. You could have bought them for 12, 13 Satoshi. But it's going up. But if we look at, and I'm not saying this, you should buy this, but even putting $100 into it might be worth it. It's only, market cap was 45,000 the other day. It's now 111,000. So even if that was to 10x, it's still 1 million. So it'd be classed as a hidden gem. I think this could be a good speculative investment just for the one-up tokens. The platform itself, I really like the platform. I think it's a really good platform. So I put a couple $100 into this, way back at the beginning. Not at the beginning, I put a couple $100 round about when I bought them for about 12 Satoshi or something. Just for pure speculation, because if it did 100x, then that would be kind of well worth it. It'd be $10,000 for putting, well, $20,000 for putting $200 in. So it could actually do that. So it might be worth kind of speculating on the one-up tokens. But the platform itself, I'll definitely join that if you've not already. And once the comment farming kind of gets out of the way and they kind of rid those people from the platform, and we as a community are kind of doing that just now because we've got the ability to downvote kind of comments as well. So you'll be able to see that as well. But it's a really good platform. I'd kind of urge you to join that as well. Okay, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin. See what's happening with Bitcoin just now. Yeah, it's coming down, 7,689 there just now. So people are starting to panic sell again. It's exactly what I said might happen. As soon as I hit this line, very close to that line, probably might come back down, all the way down to kind of this level, around about 7,300. That's exactly what's happening just now. And remember, we're still in this descending channel. So it could come up here. You can see it's hit these points. In fact, it's probably going to be better to look at it with the RSI as well. BTC USD. And this is the RSI in the bottom left-hand corner. And you can see here when it hits that around about the 70 area on the RSI and above, it kind of tends to come back down. Again, it's hit that, it's coming back down again. There, it hit it here, just at the top here. RSI hit that kind of peak, came back down. Hit this peak, came back down. So when the RSI goes above that, when it goes above to overbought, above the 70, that's when it starts to come back down, and that kind of corresponds with this area here, with this kind of resistance line. So I said that the other day, it probably had this resistance line, could come down to the support area, 7,300. If it fell below that and came down to this area at 5,800, I'd be kind of concerned, but would still be in that descending channel structure. And we're still in that just now. And we could still be in that all the way up. Well, you could keep going down. For all this year, you could kind of extend that to all this year. But this is to June 2020, and we could still be at $4,000 for Bitcoin and still be within the structure. So that would have been a good short from here, which is what I said the other day. I wasn't shorting it. I'm not doing the leverage trading. I didn't short it. but I did say that would be a good point to short it, 8,500, and it's kind of turned out to be the case. But we'll see if it falls down to this level here, and this is on the daily. What level is that? 7,200. I'd be looking for it to hold 7,200. If it breaks that, then I'd be more concerned. But as it is, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin just now. Just jump back to chat area. True, but it takes, okay, just talking about hardware wallets. Honest Crypto Journey is in the house. Good morning to you. Bevan Skidmore, are we about to close the last CME gap? I was speaking the other day and I didn't see the CME gap. I seen a very small one, the CME gap, but it turns out that it looks as if we're going to hit that. So we'll just go back down to Binance. And we'll look at the CME gap that I'm talking about, BTC1. So this is the CME gap here. You can see there's a gap between there and there. Not much of a CME gap, but we're just about to kind of fill it, 7683. So if we're looking at the other chart, we've filled that now. So we did get down to 7680. So according to this one, for Bitstamp, we have officially filled that CME gap. So we can start going back up again. So it just seems to always be the case that we fill that CME gap, whether it's a psychological thing or not. But we've still got a CME gap up here, but we've not filled yet, that not a lot of people talk about. I'll just show you this gap here. We've got a gap at 11,800 or around about 11,600. So still to fill that gap, that's not been filled yet. And that's back in August. So it'd be good if it kind of bounced from here and went up to 11,000 to fill that gap as well. That's the only gap I've seen that's not been filled yet. Right, and just go back. Marquinhos, one up, I'm in. As I said, it could be a good one for the one up tokens, but you have to sign up for P2P, B2B, and it's an okay exchange actually. What's going on in Brave browser this morning? It's just doing its own thing just now. Very slow. Hopefully we can get through the rest of the show. So 42. What was that? One up, 147% it's up apparently. So it's a very, very speculative one, I would say. There's people selling there yet, 452,000. You can get that for 0.27 Bitcoin. So it could be a good one. Could be a good one. Okay, we'll look at the news and what I was thinking when I kind of wrote the headline here. And that was, I've seen this on Crypto Revolution. If you've not joined Crypto Revolution's channel, definitely join that. It's really good kind of short information that you get from Crypto Revolution. I really like Chris over there. He was talking about this. I've seen this, and this is back in December. PSA, Public Service Announcement, Crypto Hex founder is actually a notorious criminal spam king. So it goes on to show how Richard Hart or Richard Schaefer or Jay Hart or whatever his name is, that he was actually a spammer with a kind of big criminal ring, supposedly kind of Panama, for show Hart, real name Richard Schuler, sorry, not Schaefer, was investigated by authorities in Panama for theft and extortion. Several of Hart's alleged aliases, James Hart, J. Richard Schuler, were named in connection with the Panamanian criminal network, and Hart's supposed cohorts included blackmailers and corrupt lawyers and judges, according to posts stemming from the now defunct PanamaGuide.com. So apparently there's a dark history to Richard Hart, if that is his real name, and I don't know if Hex, their wallet, has been cleared out or not, but a lot of people were kind of supporting him, so we'll see what happens there. But this is, I've seen this on Crypto Revolution this morning, so big shout out to you, mate. Right, China prepares for CBDC with a cryptography law on encryption standards. So it's coming out with a cryptography law, which is fine, which is nothing in and of itself. But the fact that they're going to be doing a CBDC, which is a central bank digital currency, is something that we should be paying attention to kind of big time. Obviously, we know China as being a controlling government. They like to control by force. And you'd think that they'd be the last kind of country in the world that would really adopt cryptocurrency and blockchain. But blockchain is high on their agenda for 2020, and they're coming out with this CBDC as well. Just preparing for that, and it looks like the cryptography law is preparing and paving the way for that to happen as well. So this was one of the news stories that's out just now. It prepares for the CBDC. I just wonder when it's going to come out. It's going to be backed by the Chinese yuan as well, or yen. It's going to be backed by that. So it is 1-to-1 backed. So it's not going to be like kind of some of the others. But I just wonder what is going to happen with this, and if USA and the EU have come out with this as well. And it's from a news story. Crypto derivatives exchange Deribit goes offshore. It's going offshore because of the EU laws coming out, the 5 AMLD. So it just says here, however, the Netherlands will most likely adopt a very strict implementation of new EU regulations that also apply to crypto companies, 5 AMLD. And AMLD, if you've not heard about that just now, is the Anti-Money Laundering Directive, and kind of talking about what you need to know here. So more regulation creates clarity. I agree with that to a certain extent, but too much regulation can hinder progress. And clarity, and it says here, clarity creates peace of mind, which, as I said, do agree with, but this is kind of being over-regulated. So a legal definition, this is interesting as well, a legal definition of cryptocurrency, which may broadly be regarded as digital representation of value that can be digitally transferred, stored or traded, and is accepted as a medium of exchange. It doesn't outright come out and say it's a currency, but it says it's accepted as a medium of exchange. If it did say it was a currency, that would kind of change things with cryptocurrency laws and everything like that. So they've actually been very clever about that and said it's a medium of exchange, which is what fiat is, to be honest. So they've not outright came outright and said it's a currency. The other thing that kind of got me, it gets me angry about the kind of whole EU. This is why I think we should be leaving anyway. But it's on the prepaid cards, and this is happening in cryptocurrency as well. It happens with the likes of Coinbase. Coinbase have to report, or can report, if the EU were to come to Coinbase and say, I want information on this customer, they can give it to them, and because of the KYC laws and everything like that, and the anti-money laundering laws as well, they can give that information. So we're not going to have any of that privacy that cryptocurrency was first brought out for. We've not got that. It's a long, long way off. And even here, the kind of prepaid cards cut the monthly transaction limit on anonymous prepaid cards to $250. That was for AMLD, the Anti-Money Laundering Directive. But with the 5 AMLD, they're cutting that down to $150, €150. And this limit also applies to the amount that can be stored or topped up on the cards. The 5 AMLD limit means that firms will be required to carry out identity checks on customers using prepaid cards funded with more than €150. Similarly, anonymous remote or online transaction limits are reduced to €50. So you can't do anything above €50 anonymously, which is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I understand why they're trying to do it, but are they hindering progress? Cryptocurrency progress and blockchain progress as well. The EU, I think the EU are just not good for UK, and I think we should be leaving the EU. I think it's going to be a period of change. It's going to be a bit of a nightmare for the UK. I don't think it's going to be as bad as they're making out, but we'll need to wait and see what happens with that as well. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on as well. Is the EU kind of what they're doing and what the USA are doing with the Fed and what they're doing as well, and the regulations are really coming into place for the USA? Are we going to be left behind? Is the EU and USA, are they going to be third world kind of blockchain countries? I think that's what's happening just now. we're becoming third world blockchain companies. Even the third world kind of likes of Africa are kind of really adopting it, because they're kind of backed into a corner and they've got millions of unbanked people as well. So I think blockchain is ripe, is going to be amazing over in the likes of Africa and third world countries, what we call third world countries. But it looks as if the EU and the USA are going to be third world kind of blockchain companies, or blockchain countries. And I think that's what's happening just now. If they keep on going the way they're going and they just don't see the writing on the wall just now, I think the Asian companies and third world countries are really going to be up and coming. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that as well. Obviously there's a lot more information we can look at on this as well. You could do a couple of hours talk on this alone, but it just kind of angers me as well, to a degree, that I understand why they're trying to put regulations in, totally understand that, but there has to be a bit of give and take here, and there's no give, it's all take at the moment. Tim Gash is in the house. Good morning to you. Crypto Knowledge Alliance. Steve, can you please introduce me to the OneUp CEO? I would like to open a line of communication there. I will do, Jimbo, no problem at all. Martin Gakir, I'm in at the moment. I'm in ATP. We'll have a look at that at the end. Gary Stewart, you mentioned in the past you have a Bitcoin related pension. What are the details? Bitcoin, if you go to Hargreaves Lansdown, hl.co.uk, Gary, you can find out about, I'll just show it up here just now. HL. So Hargreaves Lansdown, they've got an ETN. So it's not a fund or anything, it's an ETN, an exchange traded note. If you go to funds and you go to XBT, is it XBT? Is it funds or shares? Does it come under shares? Yeah, XBT comes under shares. So if you go to shares search, you've got kind of Bitcoin tracker in Euro, Bitcoin tracker 1 XBT, and you've also got it for Ethereum as well. So XBT provider, ABC Ethereum tracker, so you can buy that as well. Just now, probably not doing that good at the moment. You can click on that and find out about it. You can open an account with Hargreaves Lansdown. So that's where it is just now. So it's in Swedish krona at the moment, SEK, but which is converted into kind of pounds and dollars, obviously, depending on where you're kind of buying, depends on what one you buy. It is an ETN, you have to be aware of that as well. It is an ETN. It did launch on the 12th of May 2015. It's still open just now, obviously, and it could close anytime, obviously. Obviously, you get your money back from Hargreaves Lansdown because it is it's protected as well, but you just have to be aware that it is an ETN. So ETNs may be on the way out as well. We're still waiting on news for ETNs across the UK. There's a directive just now, or kind of regulation that may be coming out that just stops ETNs altogether. So I don't know how this would affect it, but I've phoned up Hargreaves Lansdown to see how it would affect it, and it would only affect it, apparently, it would only affect it if you got in after the date that ETNs were stopped. So at the moment, if you got into the ETN just now, they'd have to kind of abide by that and just say, okay, you bought into it already, so you can buy it, you can keep the ETN until it finishes. But after the date the ETNs are going to be stopped, possibly going to be stopped, then you won't be able to buy an ETN tracker like this one. So basically it just kind of mimics the price of Bitcoin. That's really what it does. And you can put it into your pension, and I'm saying that you can open up a SIP account, self-invested pension plan, and do it that way, and buy the XBT provider and put it into SIP. So that's how it works on a pension plan. If you want any more details, then just send me a PM on Telegram and I'll give you more details on it. But there's a few people got it now, and I can't remember who first put me onto it. I do apologise, I can't remember who it was, but I did give them a shout out before. Right, so where are we? Bitcoin price it's hit that trigger now and it's just jumped back up, 7745. What was I going to look at? Let me just see comments. Patrick Frey is in the house as well. Good morning to you. What was I going to talk about next year? We're just going to look at this. I've been talking about this for ages. Ethereum-based DeFi growth parabolic. Wider sector expands 130% in 1 year. This is the DeFi space, decentralized finance. If you don't know what DeFi is. So according to the website DeFi Pulse, a service tracking the growth of the sector, this time last year there was 305 million worth of Ethereum and other digital assets locked up in decentralized financial applications. Today that figure is more than 700 million, with MakerDAO being the biggest one there, and it's a lending project, MakerDAO obviously, and a saving project as well. So the DeFi space is still extremely big, and I really like the look. But more importantly, when you look at the DeFi space in total, we're looking at, this is DeFi Pulse, what we're standing at just now. Total value locked in USD is 660 million. So it's gone down slightly. It was at 700 million, gone down slightly, and you can see MakerDAO is at the top, 371, with synthetics being close to the, well, second, 122, and Compound being 89 million as well. Uniswap looks good, Bancor as well, Kyber Network is in there as well. So what I was interested in at the end of last year as well is a fund that kind of collected all of these, and there was a fund that was coming out, and I don't know if they've got it now, it's Exante fund, and it's called the DeFix fund, DeFix or DeFi X fund, but I don't know if they've actually come out with that yet. They're meant to be coming out with it this year. But the Nasdaq have got a fund as well, and I don't know, I've showed you this a few times as well. The Nasdaq have got the DeFix fund as well, and we'll just go to here, World Stock Market, and go to DeFix or DeFi X fund just now. It kind of started off around about this level, 96. Yeah, it started off around about 95, 96. Did go all the way up to 132. It's come back down since to 96 level again, and even kind of gone to as low as 85. But this is an index to keep an eye on. I think this could be really good, and we'll just go to and see what's in the DeFix fund just now, and I'll kind of explain a kind of couple of components that I like about this. So DeFix or DeFi X invests in decentralized financial derivatives. DeFix is the first altcoin index that reflects the dynamics of the most promising blockchain projects working in decentralized finance today. And these are Augur, Gnosis, Amovio, and Numerai, MakerDAO, and 0x. So there's a couple of things we have to think about here with regards to this. Excuse me, sorry about this. Individually, if we look at Augur, Gnosis, Amovio, Numerai, MakerDAO, and 0x, we could kind of invest in them individually. We could obviously invest in this fund as well when it comes out. It's on the Nasdaq just now, so you'll be able to get it. I don't know if you can put it into your 401k or your pension pot in the UK or anything like that. I don't know if you can do that yet and put it into a SIP or something. But you could invest in these individually. But if you look at what the whole DeFi space is built on, it's built on Ethereum. It's really built on Ethereum. Most of it is built on Ethereum. So the question is Ethereum going to be up and coming? I still like Ethereum, and I still think we're going to get a big, huge rush of people investing in Ethereum this year. And again, I've been saying that for ages because the DeFi space is up and coming, and one of the biggest kind of dApps is coming out of these DeFi dApps. They're really coming out, but they're all using the DeFi, and they're all using Ethereum. And I think this is why Ethereum is going to have its kind of second coming almost. And obviously you've got the proof of stake with Ethereum as well. So that is going to have a big play on Ethereum, and I think Ethereum, the price is really going to start rising for Ethereum this year. And I think now is a good time to invest. Look at Ethereum. We'll just look at the USD value. I always say not to look at the USD value, $135. If you're buying straight off, excuse me. So if you're buying from the likes of Coinbase, you can get it for $135 just now. It has been down to $82. Is it going down further? It could be coming down further, so this might not be a good entry point just now. This is on the daily, so you might want to kind of wait in the daily, crossing over the 70 EMA, crossing over the 50 EMA. But I would definitely look at getting into Ethereum, and this is what I'm doing with Hargreaves Lansdowne as well. So what I'm doing is I'm buying the kind of Bitcoin ETN, but I'm also buying the Ethereum ETN as well, because I really do think it's going to be possibly the biggest kind of gainer for between now and 2022, even kind of beyond that. And I do think we're going to see a kind of $1,000 Ethereum again, possibly this year, and I do think we're going to see $5,000 for Ethereum. I do think it's going to go that high. So now I think would be a good time to buy. It's not financial advice, do your own research, put your big boy ghetto pants on and all that stuff. But if we look at that kind of DeFi space, how it's up and coming, and we've seen how it's grown 100% this year already, and I think it's only going to get bigger, then I think Ethereum is kind of a no-brainer. But also if we look at what's going into the kind of DeFi space, or what is in the DeFi space, and start really looking at them and paying attention to them as well. And there's one as well. There's one that's coming out. I don't know if you've seen this. I've not mentioned this for a while. Symmetry. I just had an email from Symmetry saying they're going to provide a kind of crypto report on one of the projects. It's in the DeFi space that's been overlooked just now, and it could be a huge one coming out. They're going to release that on Tuesday, and you're getting a 10% discount for Symmetry. I've spoken about Symmetry before. Brilliant kind of analysis that they do. In fact, I'm just going to log in here and I'll show you kind of some of the things that they do, and I hope I'm allowed to kind of show you. So these are they've got new reports: Monero, Tezos, Taylor, Algorand, etc. They've got all these reports coming out kind of every month, every couple of weeks. They've also got ratings. They've got coins on the move and what it's going to do kind of in the future, possibly in the future. I just love the research. Well, my thing is all about kind of research, and it's really difficult to do research and really difficult to find a company that does good research as well. But Symmetry, Crypto Briefing, I think just a brilliant company, and a couple of people from here have joined it already, and I think they've got 10% off just now. If we log out, I don't know if they've got 10% off just now. There's a link down below if you want to check out. But the reason I was saying that is they've got a new report coming out on Tuesday of next week about a new DeFi kind of project, or a DeFi project that you can get into just now that nobody really knows about in a minute. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Obviously I won't be able to share it with you, but I'm looking forward to seeing that, and you can join. It might be worth joining just to get that report as well. So that's the kind of DeFi space. I still think that's going to be huge in 2020, and it's going to be one of the biggest ones. The financial sector needs shaking up more than anybody, or more than any other sector in this kind of whole cryptocurrency, if we're looking at cryptocurrency as a whole. And I think financial sector is going to be massive, absolutely massive, and I think it's going to drive cryptocurrency, if I'm being honest. And I think Ethereum is going to be a good one to get into just now. So it'd be good to know your thoughts on that as well. Obviously Bitcoin, I'm into Bitcoin as well. I've not become a Bitcoin maximalist, definitely not. I just think as a store of value, that's why I'm talking about Bitcoin a lot as well. But Ethereum, I really like Ethereum. I really like XRP as well. I think that's going to be a huge one as well. Same with Cardano, it's just slower than all the others as well. Litecoin, up and coming. BNB is going to be good as well. So I do like some of the big projects, but I love the smaller projects. That's where you can really make the big money. But if you think about kind of Ethereum being at $130, is that going to 10x? Probably yes. Bernard Ronald is in the house. B is in the house. Good morning to you. Tom Say is in the house as well. Good morning to you. Okay, what other stories we're going to look at? Bitcoin's next macro uptrend may start sooner than you think. Bitcoin finds support at 7,777. Not really, it's kind of gone below that, but it probably will go. Bitcoin's recent climb to highs of 8,400 met with a significant amount of selling, which we kind of spoke about as well. And they're saying this could kind of push. The Wolf of All Streets, the next 3 hours and 34 minutes are key. The 21 EMA certainly seems to be a thing of late. Price clearly broke down, retested as resistance and dropped. The black line is the top of the inferno. Trading range, closing in that range would not be bullish. So we want this to be above this kind of line. This is the Wolf of Wall Streets. All Streets, saying that. But what they're saying here is we could see a kind of big move for Bitcoin as well coming up. And I do believe that as well. I think we're going to see a big move for Bitcoin coming up. Over 10 million Bitcoins have been hodled. So 10.7 million Bitcoins worth USD 84 billion have been sitting dormant for more than 1 year, indicating widespread hodling. So 10.7 million Bitcoin, that's over half of kind of the amount of Bitcoin out there, and over half of the amount of Bitcoin there's ever going to be out there. And if we think there's going to be about 3 or 4 million lost already, then you're talking about there's only about 5 million in play for trading at the minute, kind of circulating. So now if we look at, what's the exact figure for the amount circulating just now? 18 million. So 10.7 million is kind of hodled. We've got about 8 million, not even that, 7.5 million left. If 4 million are kind of lost, we've got about 3.5 million just now that's currently circulating in circulating supply at the minute. If that is true, it's just something to think about, how scarce Bitcoin is just now. Only 3.5 million around the world. Imagine that in a couple of years' time, if it is going to be used as a store of value, and I think it will be. Okay, I think that's all the news. Back to the Bitcoin price. We're hitting that 50 EMA again on the daily. We bounced from that a couple of times, so we could bounce from that again at 7,600. So I'm not too worried about the Bitcoin price just now. Obviously, people are sheep. Psychology dictates that we are kind of sheep. We follow the crowd, mainly. And who's it that's leading that crowd? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. So I'm not kind of concerned. 1,575. We could come down to that level and probably hope to bounce again and stay above on the daily. The 70 EMA stays above the 50 EMA on the daily as well. But it's this kind of bigger picture line that I'm looking at. Phone's gone off. So it's just this kind of support line we're looking at as well that I'm more concerned with, more than any other kind of indicator just now, because this is a macro view that we're looking at. London Bobby is in the house. Aloha Steve, I finally got out of Win Token, bought more Link. Excellent. I'm still in Win Token. I'm still doing the staking for the Win Token. I think I've got about 36 million just now. So we'll see what happens. I noticed PewDiePie has gone on to kind of D-Link as well, and Tron have just bought over kind of D-Link, which is going to be interesting how that's going to affect the Win. I think overall the whole ecosystem is going to be buoyed from the Tron ecosystem, and they're really doing a number. Tron just now, they could really be quite big. We have to be careful and look at Tron and look at what they're doing, kind of underlying things. I remember where I seen that this morning, but I seen Tron had bought D-Link, and PewDiePie was talking about BitTron, talking about Tron as well. It's quite interesting. Oh, it's Crypto Revolution. It was Chris was talking about it this morning. Gordy boy, almost time for me to get back into Bitcoin. Sell when reaching support level, rinse and repeat. Excellent. Excellent. So you're trading, yeah, because you said that yesterday you were actually trading it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. Thank you very much for watching today. Really appreciate it. Something to think about. I think when we're looking at the kind of Chinese, even though they're probably one of the countries that are kind of you'd think would be holding cryptocurrency back, I don't think they are. And to be honest, I think there's going to be a big, huge adoption in China. I think we're going to let them kind of lead the way and look towards the kind of Asian countries and see what they're doing as well. I think they're going to really lead the way, and that's where I'm kind of paying attention to. I'm reading the book Jack Ma as well. I don't know if you've read the book. I'm listening to that just now. Jack Ma, the house that Jack Ma built, and really, really good. just talking about Chinese economics as well. It's just really, really interesting. I think China's just going to lead the way with kind of crypto and crypto companies as well. Okay, I'll leave it there just now. Have a brilliant weekend, whatever you're doing, and I will see you on Monday again. Until then, namaste. Take care. Bye now.